Hey guys, it's Aish, and today we're going to talk about protein. So in Dubai, the weekend is basically Fridays and Saturdays, and right now it's a Thursday evening, and I've pretty much finished 4 out of the 5 days of my powerlifting workout plan. And it's been a very strong week for me. I think there have been 3 things so far that I can really be very proud of. That now I'm doing a lot of reps on my squats above 100 kilograms. I'm now doing 105 kilograms for 5 reps, beltless, and it feels pretty awesome. I also benched a 50 kilogram bar, which is for 5 reps, which is again amazing. And these are not my 1 rep maxes. However, they just never thought I would do them for sets of 5, right? Like 5 reps. It was like, what? And I even did this amazing squat clean, and I shared this on my Instagram, and I'm also going to share it over here because this was such a like a mindset matter, you know? So absolutely nothing to do with the conversation that we're going to discuss today. But I always have like these mental blocks when it comes to like certain movements. Like for example, when it comes to push-ups, I always think I can't do more than 5 push-ups on my toes. So I do 5 on my toes and then do the rest on my knees. When it comes to box jumps, I always go like, 24 inches, nothing more than that. Anything higher than that and I can't jump. So you set all these limitations to yourself on as to how much you can lift. That's why I feel powerlifting every week challenges me, because even like a 1 kilogram increase and a successful repetition is me like breaking barriers all the time. So I had the same thing with the squat clean, because it's not about the squatting part, it's the clean part. So clean is when you kind of like bring a bar from the floor all the way to your collarbone, right? So it requires you to lift and twist. You're not pushing the bar away from you, but you're keeping it close to your body. So I always thought a clean, I would stop at 40 kilograms. However, in my CrossFit session this week, I had a moment this week where I did like a 55 kilogram squat clean for 1 rep. And here's the video for it. And you can see that I was like so surprised that I started laughing. It's amazing, and as much as I keep sharing a lot of my, barrier breaking moments in the gym, I feel that the energy that I get from that actually comes into my work life, to my family life. So I really don't think that fitness is something mutually exclusive. I think that when you smash physical barriers, you literally feel it mentally, and that positivity really can take you places. So if this little mini speech / TED talk doesn't convince you to get behind a barbell or get into a gym and start doing some exercising, I will try better in another YouTube video, but I really, really recommend that you guys try that. But today we're going to talk about something completely different. We're going to talk about protein. Let's first start with this about the fact that, listen, every diet needs protein, because our body does not provide all the protein that we need for just regular movement and living, right? So you've got your essential amino acids, which your body does not make, and then you have your non-essential amino acids. You don't need it, it's non-essential because you make it. So your diet is what's going to give you that food that allows you to sort of create all the energy and all the chemical reactions that happen inside your body for you to just live your life. So I would definitely never recommend that you have a protein-less diet. However, this is not a problem that most of us face. Invariably, if you're eating like a fruit or even like some bread, there is some level of protein entering your body. It's just that it may not be the highest source of protein-containing food. Now, why is it important if you're exercising for you to eat more protein? This is where it comes down to that little question where people feel that if they eat protein and they lift weights, they're gonna become bulky. Let me clear this myth for you. For you to bulk, you have to overeat, all right? And for you to bulk and maintain that bulk, you have to consistently overeat. So unless you're going that way, consistently overeating a lot of your protein sources and lifting really heavy weights, you are not going to be able to attain a bulk and neither even if you get there, you won't be able to maintain your bulk. So let's not even go down that road. I don't know why whenever we talk about this, or when I talk about this to anybody down the road, like not anybody, when I talk to generally people who are sort of new into this, they assume that, oh, weightlifting and eating protein, I'm going to become like bulky. It's really hard to earn a bulk. So let's just get that out of the way. The second thing that people assume is that for you to hit your protein goals, you have to eat supplements. Supplements are not essential, right? The fitness industry is doing a fantastic job marketing it. I myself consume protein powders. I do sometimes, I'm guilty of eating a protein bar as well. However, if you take this out of the equation, am I going to hit my protein goals? I can. If I know, how can I shop in my grocery list? How can I put on my plate the foods that have a leaner source of proteins, which basically means that when you compare, like you take a food group and then you look in and you look at how much protein do I have per, say, 100 grams of this food versus carbs and fat. If it's got more protein, I would call that a leaner source of protein. All right, and we're gonna get a little bit into like food groups for vegetarians, non-vegetarians, and vegans that have higher protein content. So the next time you're prepping your food and you look at your plate, you should be able to identify a good portion of your plate containing these foods so that you don't have to think twice about hitting your protein intake. So we've covered the myth about protein and lifting and how that makes you bulky and what you'd have to do to get that bulk that you're so afraid of. Let's now come down to how much protein should you even consume, right? So I think this is so common for me to hear from people who probably, like, you probably saw somebody post it on Instagram and got like 1 million likes, or somebody in your gym was talking and you overheard them, or your personal trainer probably told this to you. It's possible for us to come from different schools of thought or phrase things differently, or you know what, sometimes people could just be wrong, okay? Where people go like, oh, you're just eating too much of protein. I think I've heard this said to me many times is, oh, I think you're eating too much of protein. I mean, that's why there's the breakout on your head. Or I think you're eating too much of protein and that's why you're not losing weight. It's a really, it's a bit of a false statement that I would say that you would say because, well, A, you have to verify that are you really eating that much of protein, and for which you'll have to see what is on my plate. But B, it is really hard to eat a lot of protein. So look at this, all right? For you to survive, that is, like I said, if you want to consume, you need to have a certain amount of food to get your essential amino acids and non-essentials inside for your body to function. We've covered this, right? So for you to, the minimum requirement is 0.8 grams per kilogram of your current body weight. So if I'm 80 kilograms, the minimum I need to eat per day would be 0.8 times 80. 64 grams of protein. I was just like, don't fail me math, right? 64 grams of protein can come if I eat like 2 eggs and like a little bit of chickpea. I'm sure I can hit. Or like if I have a little bit of Greek yogurt, I am sure I'm going to hit that 64 grams of protein. And trust me guys, I eat way more than that. So hitting that minimum is not a problem. What happens if you eat more? All right. So because I'm on a journey where I'm trying to build strength, where I'm trying to build lean muscle, my body needs more than the minimum requirement for bodily functions. So when you say go exercise, I go lift a heavy bar, do a big squat, do a huge deadlift, do a huge bench press or whatever, right? What's happening is I'm taxing my muscles and my muscles are tearing down. Now my body is going to do the smart thing, and as I'm recovering between my workout today and my workout tomorrow, my body is going to use all the food sources and everything in the body that's available to build that muscle back up. Now if I just eat the bare minimum, it's just going to use it to just repair my muscle. However, if I eat a little bit more, it is going to use that extra protein and it's going to use that to build stronger muscle, which is what we all call lean muscle. All right, and it's that lean muscle that gives us the shape that we want. So all of you who want those tight abs or those guns to show, or like those defined shoulders or nice ass, you need to make sure that you have that little bit of extra protein. So the moment you start exercising, whether you're running, if that's your form of exercise, or you're lifting, I highly recommend that you build on muscular strength by eating more protein. And now the ratio goes beyond 0.8 grams. You're looking at anywhere between 1.2 6 grams per body weight in kilograms to about 2.2 grams. I've given you a range. All right. Now, I usually I try to hit around 1.8 to 2 grams of protein. And I'm about 80 kilograms right now, guys. So my target of protein per day is around 140. And trust me, I struggle quite a bit sometimes. And that's why I jump onto supplementation and try to make sure I have like a scoop of protein powder. When we go over the breakdown of as to what's the protein source in our different foods, you're going to understand the why part, right? So it's very difficult for us, because what that means when you look at your plate, it's not just the calories on the plate, but you're even looking at the macro breakdown, because you want to make sure you have enough of that macronutrient, that is protein, for you to get that muscle synthesis. All right. The next question that I definitely get asked a lot is, this is a very whey protein question, all right? People come and ask me, do I need whey protein? We're going to go over the food chart, and you're going to see over there that there's a lot of naturally available sources of protein from the foods that you get that are not processed. So that's basically, you don't need to get synthetic protein, you can get natural sources of protein. That's the best way I can phrase it. However, there was somebody who asked me once is that, hey, I'm planning to get whey protein. Is the best time to have whey protein right after my workout? And that's where the whole question of when do I have protein, does it really matter? Okay, so let's talk generically and then let's talk specifically. Generically speaking, I would always say, if you had to fight between when you have a protein versus how much of protein you have in a day, I would always give more importance to how much of protein you have in a day. Because your body is going to be repairing your muscles or doing bodily functions like 24/7. Your body doesn't just stop living, right? It is going to use the protein. So you might as well make sure it has the supply so that it can take whatever it demands, right? If you're trying to be a little clever, right? I would definitely, and this is what I definitely do, I do this every day because I train in the morning, and the moment I finish training, I take a shower, and when I'm on my way in the car towards work, I have a protein shake. So that is when I actually get my shake blended in the gym. And the research shows that when you consume a lean source of protein within an hour after your workout, your body uses it immediately to build on your skeletal muscles. So there is research that has proven that, you know, it increases the pace of building your skeletal muscular strength. However, if you're an intermittent faster and you can't do this, or if you're somebody who just is not hungry after a workout and you just want to wait some time, this doesn't matter. You are not going to be deterred from your progress as long as you keep in mind that that ratio of 1.6 to 2.2 grams per body weight. So do the math. Take your body weight, always start from the smaller value. Take that 1.6, multiply your body weight in kilograms, find out the grams of protein that you would want to have for you, right? If you hit that, great. If you hit a little bit more than that, even better. But I don't think, 2.2 grams times your body weight in kilograms is a lot of protein. Hats off to you if you're able to hit that without like struggling to eat, because you're probably going to eat a lot of food. All right? Okay, so now let's come to the exciting part. I think a lot of you have been talking to me on Instagram about this, and as to sources of proteins, I've actually got a very big list. And if you're following me on Instagram, get on the Aish Kapate's Instagram page. I am going to be posting this as a little graphic for you guys to save, so that anytime you go to the supermarket and you want to do some shopping, depending on whether you're vegetarian, a non-vegetarian, or a vegan, you can make sure that you are getting protein sources. The greatest thing about vegetarians and vegans is that their micronutrients are always sorted out. You guys eat so many vegetables to sort of fill up your plate. This is so good, because I feel a lot of people who are non-vegetarians, they tend to undermine micronutrients, generically speaking. Of course, people who look at macros and are very health conscious, we definitely like a colorful rainbow plate. And you know what? It is hilarious, after all these years of all these fad diets, the General Motors diet, Atkins diet. I can name so many diets that say that, you know, if you do my diet, you're going to totally like get the best results. It's hilarious how the science points towards what we learned when we were in school. You know the little pyramid that they drew where you have like carbs on the bottom, proteins, fats, and it just keeps going up in terms of, actually carbs was on the top, I think protein was on the bottom, and then fats was somewhere there. I actually don't remember it. But anyways, that pyramid is literally how I would design a meal plate. Like, and it's beautiful how those macros add up and the calories add up and they work so well, and how energy wise and food wise and gut health wise I feel so good. Anyway, let's get into this. All right, guys, just remember, every food group is different. So what I've done is I've basically gone online, I've pulled out a bunch of, I've got about 9 to 10 food sources across non-veg, veg and vegan. I may not eat everything on this list, neither might you. However, this gives you an idea about how much choice we have as humanity. Like, oh my God, there's so much of choice for food. And you should never feel that if you get a meal plan from somebody and you say, oh, I'm vegan, should you struggle to hit your protein goals. You just have to be a little clever on how you do your shopping. So I have based on 100 grams of weight. Most of the time these foods are weighed raw, but if they're not, I'm going to definitely mention this, all right? And I'm going to only talk about top 3, because if I talk about all the 10, you guys are going to like never finish watching this YouTube video. So let's talk about my top 3 non-veg sources, my top 3 veg sources, and my top 3 recommended vegan sources. Guys, to be very honest, I don't do too much of vegan protein. However, I am going to speak about this because veganism is super popular these days. A lot of people are getting onto it as a lifestyle diet, and I think if you've gone down that wagon, there is still no excuse for you to not hit your protein goals. All right, so my top 3 that I currently eat a lot of, I eat turkey breast, I eat chicken breast, and I eat tuna. All right, the other sources that I have on my list that you'll find on Instagram, I'm going to give you the protein breakdown per 100 grams, okay, on the Instagram post. You will see chicken breast, chicken thigh, completely different protein macros, salmon, smoked ham, there's minced beef, white codfish, deli turkey. So these are all different kinds of variations of your popular meats. Of course, it's something that flies, something that walks, and something that swims, right? I mean, I don't even have lamb on this, but if you're into that kind of stuff, yeah, veal or whatever. So you can always go check on apps like MyFitnessPal to find out the calories over a generic one, and then if the brand that you're buying specifies nutritional information on it, you can get specific breakdowns as well. I always think it's good to be approximate. Even if you're not 100% accurate, having like a ballpark figure is always good. So my 3, okay, so I'm going to list the 3 in non-veg, list the 3 in veg, list the 3 in vegan, and then we will compare the protein content, and then we'll come down to why vegetarians and vegans probably struggle a little bit more to hit their protein target. The second one, now vegetarian. So my top 3 in the vegetarians, and I'm assuming this is a vegetarian who does egg, all right? So I'm going to say egg whites, cottage cheese, and tofu. All right, and then I'm going to come down to, oh, actually I'll take that back, egg whites, cottage cheese, and Greek yogurt. Definitely vegetarian sources of protein products, protein rich food substances. And then we have vegan. All right, so I'm going to go for 3 for vegan. So I'm going to take okay, I'm going to take peanut butter. Why not? All right, so peanut butter, tofu. Let's bring tofu back in, and let's do like kidney beans, because I think legumes is going to be very popular among all our vegan friends. All right, so now we've got the 3 sources. All right, so let's first start with the protein. So we're going to only look at, we're not looking at, we're looking at 2 things now. In 100 grams of this food substance, how many grams of protein do you have, and what is the total calories? All right, let's do this. So I do deli turkey almost every day, put it in my sandwich, and about 100 grams of that has about nearly 18 to 20 grams of protein. So if I want to hit 150 grams of protein per day, putting like 100 grams of deli turkey, which is only 100 calories by the way, into my sandwich, it's going to fall within my 500 meal, which is how I like to put my meals at. And at the same time, it helps me hit my protein target. Like, what is 20 over well, I'm going to do some mental math. 20 divided. So then I come down to my lunch time, and then I'd have like some chicken breast and some roasted vegetables, right? So the chicken breast, if I have 100 grams of chicken breast, I've only hit about 110 to 120 calories. However, I've got about 30 to 35 grams of protein in my bank. So now with just the turkey and the chicken breast, I'm nearly about 50 to 60 grams of protein. So I'm kind of halfway there to my target. And then it comes to say dinner, and maybe I make my famous tuna tortilla pizza. I know a lot of you voted for this on Instagram, that the video on how to make that, it's gonna come up in the next 10 days. So tuna is amazing, especially tuna in a can. Oh my god, the calorie content is so less, but the protein content is so high. Nearly 30 grams of protein per 100 grams of tuna. And in a tin, you usually get about 130 grams. So 125, 150 calories, which is not much. And you get like 30, 35 grams of protein straight into your bank. So I haven't even consumed my protein powder yet. And I've literally like hit nearly 100 grams of protein. My math might be completely off here. But it varies, guys. I don't do 100 grams of chicken breast. I usually do about 125 to 150. I do about 80 grams of turkey deli, and I do about 150 grams of tuna. So I always adjust the portion because I focus on hitting my macros and then also observe my overall calories. It's a lot of math. It's actually quite simple when you live the experience, so don't get overwhelmed. I'm just giving you an idea on as to how lean these protein sources can be. If I come down to the vegetarian side, all right, listen, egg white is one of the best sources. Wow, I think I was really loud there. It's one of the best sources of protein that you can get, like, by keeping your calories so low. So like about 10 grams of but if you take about 100 grams of egg whites, it's only 50 calories and it's about 10 to 15 grams of protein. It is brilliant, and it keeps you full for so long. So you can make these really huge egg white omelets, put it with a lot of vegetables and eat it. You'll be full for a long time, and you probably like way into your protein goal. So fabulous. For all my veggie friends, go for egg whites. It is totally worth it. The second one that I told you guys was cottage cheese. My Indian friends, this is paneer. All right. Oh my god, paneer has got so much protein. 100 grams of paneer is only 75 calories, and it's nearly 20 grams of protein. That is amazing. I actually had this recipe where I would use cottage cheese to make pancakes, and just because I would use cottage cheese, the protein content of that overall dish shot up so much. And once again, protein is a macronutrient. I don't know if you guys know this. Protein is a macronutrient that actually keeps you full for a long time. Carbs make you hungry in some time. Fats keep you full for a long time, but protein also keeps you full. Your body takes time to digest protein. So, like, go, you know what? Order your pizza with paneer on it. It'll keep you full. Probably helps you with your protein goals. Definitely, like your paneer butter masala. Of course, the gravies are full of unwanted calories, but if you lessen the gravy and keep up the paneer part, go for it. And finally, Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt mixed with some honey, chia seeds, and fruit. You will have carbs through the honey and the chia and whatever. Chia also has protein content in it, but Greek yogurt, about 100 grams. So usually the small packs of Greek yogurt are about 150 grams. And you get about 10 to 15 grams of protein. You get 10 grams of protein in about 100 grams of Greek yogurt. There you go. Dessert idea with protein as a add-on. My vegan friends, tofu, go for it. And be excited by the way you could cook it. You could always make it like a stir fry. You can make it Chinese style. You can make like Thai curries out of it. My mom actually uses paneer butter masala. My non-Indian friends, I really hope you know paneer butter masala. Come on, it's such a popular dish. And she uses a gravy of that, and then she puts tofu instead. So that's how you just make vegan paneer butter masala. So tofu has about where's my tofu? Has about 9 grams of protein per 100 grams of tofu. So there we go. And calorie wise, pretty less, only 80 calories. The other one that I talked about is the peanut butter. Peanut butter is the devil because in terms of calorie content, it's a lot, like 100 grams. Okay, nobody should eat 100 grams of peanut butter. That is bad. You're probably eating like 1/4 of your calories if you're on a 2000 calorie diet, because that's about 500 calories and gives you about 25 grams of protein. Which means if you ration it and you do 20 grams, you're still having like 100 calories, but then the protein content goes down. You see where I'm going with this? And the last one is kidney beans. So kidney beans, if you take 100 grams of protein, you get only 15 grams out of it as protein, and the calorie content is 220. So now let's just do this. Let's take 3 sources, right? I'm going to take my chicken breast, 100 grams. I'm going to take my paneer, 100 grams. I'm going to take my kidney beans, 100 grams. I've got my non-veg, my veg, and my vegan, all right? 100 grams here, 100 calories, 30 grams of protein, chicken breast. Very lean source of protein. Cottage cheese, 100 grams, 77 calories, so lesser on the calorie content, but protein is 18. So you got 30 grams of protein, 18 grams of protein. I've hit my protein macro, calories are less. I've not yet hit the same protein macro, calories are not that much either. Kidney beans, all right, these are canned kidney beans, so these are the ones that you just pull out from the can. 100 grams of it, 200 calories, 14 grams of protein. So it's got the least amount of protein content because kidney beans has a lot of carbs in it. So this is where I feel a lot of our vegan friends might struggle when it comes to hitting a protein macro without being able to compromise on the overall calorie. So if you're trying to like build some muscle or you're trying to use strength training, so you want to get stronger but you want to also cut down some weight, it could be a bit of a struggle when you're a vegan because you're not able to hit your protein source without overshooting maybe your overall calories. And this is where I feel supplementation really helps, because if I introduce into your diet a plant-based protein powder, one scoop of that little baby would give you about 30 grams of protein straight away. And that's why supplementation helps. Not because you need it, but because you want it to hit your macro target so that you can lift more. I really hope this comparison really helps you guys figure out the questions that people ask behind protein consumption. So in this video today, what I've actually hopefully sort of sent across to all of you is that you can hit your protein targets by using natural sources of protein without having to run after artificial supplementation. But you can use it, I would say, always in moderation. I do only 1 scoop of protein powder a day because I feel if I do a lot more than that, I might be affecting my gut health. I don't know, it's synthetic. Like, you know, there's still research ongoing on how good or bad this is. You never know what they could come up with, right? So stick to the naturals and then use the synthetic maybe as a little bit of a booster, but not as your main meal sources. Protein is very important for you to build your muscular strength. It's very important for you to do your bodily function, and it definitely helps you get that nice muscle definition that you might be chasing, because most people want tighter abs and muscles need to show, fat needs to drop for you to see the shape. And finally, let's come down to my rule of thumb. If you are not a calorie counter, I highly recommend you become a calorie counter. But if this is not for you, I have a general rule of thumb of how I like my meals to look. I look at my plate. All right, my plate is not this big. Okay, I like a normal sized plate. I have my plate in front of me. I slice it in half, and then this half I slice it into a quarter. That quarter would have only my protein sources. This is going to have a lot of my veggies, and this is going to have my carbs. I have my micronutrients, I have my carbohydrate source, I have my protein source. I'll be using oils to make my food, and that's how I get my fats in. If not, you can always eat some nuts. I don't think you should eliminate food groups, because I think our body is designed to enjoy a combination of all the foods for our essential living, where we thrive, not where we are always stressing out about, you know, like, what do I not eat, what do I eat? So eat a little bit of everything for sure, but make sure when you look at your plate, a good quarter has your protein source. Whether you're vegan, non-vegetarian or vegetarian, it is a protein source that you know it's protein. You should be able to see your carbs, you should be able to see your fats. Try this out, let me know whether this actually was information that you found useful. And for more info like this, all you gotta do is hit that subscribe button. Drop me some comments, give me your thoughts about how you found this, and till the next one, guys, stay strong, fit and lean. I have a little bit more content that I haven't filmed for this video yet. I'm going to be filming it tomorrow because tomorrow is my big deadlift day. Hopefully it looks awesome. My coach Chris put me on 120 kilograms for 5 reps. I still don't have my powerlifting belt yet, so I'm a little concerned as to how good that's going to be, but yeah, let's see.